Hi, I am back with the third video, and I'm kind of jumping ahead to second, third grade words today, but it applies to all spelling words. Um, Many of my friends have commented or text me all the time about their kids having a hard time at home with spelling, and they don't understand that. And typically that's because the phonics program is separate from the reading program. And the spelling words typically come from the reading and whatever the text is that the child is learning from. So that um, they're not aligned, and that creates a lot of confusion with the kids. But one way to help is when you get your list, go over the words with the child, reading them out loud, explaining it to them if they don't know the meaning of a word. That makes it more helpful to them. Then organize the words by like phonetic skills. Here I have some words that are using the long A sound. Half of the words end in digraph AY, and half of the words have digraph AI. One of the ways, you Google this if you don't know or if you need some help with a phonetic skill, because not everybody, if you don't use it, you lose it. And not everyone is just aware of all the rules. But let's say your child brings these words home. The first thing I would go over, I would take the AY words, and I would make sure that my kid noticed that all of the words that are spelled with AY comes at the end. If it's spelled with an AI, the AI is going to be in the middle position. So that will help them when they're spelling remember which set of letters makes the sound that they're looking for. Okay, now once you've done that and you have your words organized and you have decided which words you want to attack first, then have a textured medium. Something that your child can use his finger to write with. Now, there are a lot of things out there. I used to use sandpaper, or you can have a cookie tray, a baking sheet, a baking sheet with magnetic sand in it is excellent for that. It creates a texture and a sensory type of sensation to help them remember it. Another thing that I use a lot is an old window screen. Now, this hat doesn't have the jagged edges, but if you should really find an old screen you want to use and you cut just a big square out, you might want to duct tape the sides and the edges to make sure that that stays safe. Take this, put it on the table, and you're going to call out those words. You're going to call them out, and the child is going to spell it, write it with his finger, spelling it out loud as he does so, like spray. Spray would be the first word. I would call out spray. The child would repeat spray. SPRAY. And do that 3 times. 3 is a magic number with children with dyslexia and any type of reading issues. Now, once you've done that 3 times, then get some paper and a pencil. And again, you call out the word spray. The child repeats it after you or echoes it after you, spray. And then with the paper, SPRAY, using a pencil. Okay, now, once you have done that with a set of words, and I'm going to stop there and say, if your child really struggles with spelling, going over all of them on a Monday is overwhelming. So divide the list into manageable pieces. And once your child has written that word on paper 3 times, have him look at you and spell the word out loud. Once you've done that, you can take the word and you can code it, such as digraph AY is underlined, the Y is silent, the A has what we call a macron because that A is long. Digraph AI, we underline it because all digraphs are underlined. The I is silent and the A is long, making the A sound. Now, if you don't know how to code words or if you've forgotten, not everybody has those phonetic skills at their fingertips. You can Google it. You would be amazed at what you can find. And it's also on YouTube. You can find all types of ways to code different words that your child might have trouble with. And that kind of helps them remember which sound they're hearing and what sound it is. Now, there are different things that you can use, as I said, on the cookie tray. You could use the magnetic sand. You can use a screen. You can use shaving cream. Shaving cream is great. Teachers, it's great on the desktops because it makes your room smell good and it actually cleans the desk while they're writing. But I prefer something that has a little more texture to it when the children are first learning the words because it creates more of that multisensory aspect that we're looking for, and it helps them to remember the feel of that word. And shaving cream is more like for a reward. Maybe after Thursday, if they get all their words right, they can spell it with shaving cream. Now, another way that on maybe Thursday before their Friday test, you can take some magnetic letters, and you can get these in any dollar store, and a cookie sheet, and it, depending on the age of your child, you may need 2 or 3 sets of letters, but you have them spell the word using the letters because these are raised. The child can feel it. It creates that multisensory technique that we like, and it helps the child to remember the spelling. That is an excellent way, and it makes it a little bit more fun and breaks it up so that it's not quite as just overwhelming and terrifying to them to have to constantly be doing this and have hours of homework every night. So anyway, those are a few ideas of how to make spelling a little bit easier for you. It is probably, between that and reading comprehension, it's one of the most difficult things with small kids and dyslexic kids. So you just have to keep trying, be patient. Remember that the magic number is 3. So as you are, the child is using his finger to write in the sand or on the sandpaper or on the screen, they're going to do it 3 times, spelling it as they write it. Then they're going to listen to you and echo that word back. We're going to write it on paper with pencil 3 times, spelling it each time as they write it. And then they can read the word, then look at you and spell that word without looking at it. If they don't do it, then you just repeat. And while it is a process, it does begin to get quicker as the child figures out what's expected of him. So I have more activities in the future, so just stay tuned, and I'll see you next time.